Hello YouTubers and welcome to another Doctor Who action figure review. This time I shall be taking a look at the Sontaran Stratagem Set, which again features 4 characters like the Voyage of the Damned set, and this includes Donna Noble, which is actually a sculpt based on Planet of the Ood, General Stahl, who is on the far right here, a Sontaran trooper who has got the helmet on, and Commander Store, who is the second left, and the Sontarans with the actual potato heads, their actual true form, they come with removable helmets. So first off, I'll show you what they're like with the helmets on, so you can just put them on like that. So then you've got a full army of Sontarans. So I think that's really good. So I've got that out of the way. That's like the hardest part because I'll go into that later on in this review. So first off, let's take a look at Donna. So looks like Catherine Tate. Not the best likeness in the world, but good enough. The coat is really good, got all the fur detailing around here, and likewise you've got the dress underneath, really good, got like a pattern. It kind of looks like wintry, which is very fitting as that planet was filled with snow, the Planet of the Ood, and the coat is all brown, and the fur on the hood, it goes at the back of the hair as well, and the jeans are really nice. Goes all the way up to the hips, and the feet are painted black as well. The shoes are painted black, and there's fur around the cuffs area, the wrist area, and yeah, so that's all there is. And she also has a necklace like Astrid Peth did. And I think the hair is really good. Looks like how she did in Planet of the Ood, even though she didn't wear this fur coat in the Sontaran Stratagem or the Poison Sky. But this has been reused because all these figures in this set were released singly first, and then they were released in a set. And luckily I didn't get these singly, so I thought I'll just get the set. I'll just get them all at once, which is a really good way to collect action figures. I really like how the hair goes around the top of her head, like the fringe area as well. I think that's really good. The articulation, the head does not move because of the hair, because it goes all the way around at the back here. The arms very stiff. They do a 360, and the biceps can move slightly. Oh, in fact, yeah, they can move a lot. They're just very stiff. It's just me. They're really stiff. The elbows can move up and down. The wrists can move as well, and it's like that on the other arm. The feet, I keep saying the feet, the legs, sorry, can move back and forth, and the knees can bend as well. Overall, it's a really good figure, very good for action figure adventures for the 10th Doctor and Donna Noble, who was the companion all throughout Series 4. The next figure I shall be taking a look at will be Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo. It shall be the Trooper. Now, as we can see, the detailing is extremely good on this. I quite like the Sontarans. At first I didn't really like them because the first time I saw them was in this story before I got into the classics, with links on all of them, but I think now, probably my favourite Sontaran story is the Time Warrior. But at the time, obviously, this. But at first, I thought Sontarans. What is the big appeal about them? They've got potato heads. They're really small. But I think, looking back on it now, I think they're really good. I like the detailing of the whole armour around the shoulder joints, and obviously the helmets. I mean, if you just have a look at the helmet, then yeah, sorry, he's quite small, but there you go. Yeah, it's a really good helmet. A lot smaller than the classic Sontaran helmets. And they've even got the probic vent at the back, which is a weak spot, but I'm sure you know that. I don't really need to explain that. And it's just loads of detail around the armour, like all the patterns and lines. And that is how it looked. Makes them look like all muscly. Bear in mind, I don't really want to know what's underneath there, but they are clones after all, so they might be robotic. Might find out one day in the future. But I think the colour scheme is a bit odd, because if you compare these to the classic Sontarans, who are like mainly black or grey costumes, these are blue, and it just looks a little bit silly and childish. And of course, nowadays you've got what's his name? I can't even remember his name. That's really bad, isn't it? Strax, that's it. God, I forgot his name then. He's more for the comedy appeal. So, and of course, Strax is played by the same actor who played Storr, Dan Starkey, who played him, and Christopher Ryan played Stahl, and I think he played another Sontaran general in the Pandorica opens, like right at the end, when the 11th Doctor's like getting imprisoned in the Pandorica, and he's like, but the body is really good, and he's obviously got a gun, and Storr's also got a gun as well, and yeah, so all around, really good detail on the body, and I really like detailing, and my only criticism really is they're a bit too small, and the blue colour scheme is a bit odd compared to the classic ones, but still good nevertheless. At least it wasn't pink or anything like that, like all the people in the Happiness Patrol. The articulation now. This is very tricky to review, really, because if I move any of the joints, basically this Sontaran is guaranteed to fall over. Likewise, it's the same with these two, because they're just basically the same sculpts, apart from the head. But the articulation, there's lots of articulation. It's good. There's a lot of ball jointed things, like the feet are ball jointed, and if you pull at them, they're actually removable, like the 3.75 action figures, I believe. But obviously, I don't have those 3.75 action figures, and I'm quite glad, to be honest, because if all those figures are like the articulation on this, then, well, we're screwed, basically, because I hate the articulation on these Sontarans. I think they're absolutely rubbish. I might get a lot of stick for this, but that's how I feel about the articulation on this. And look what just happened. He's fallen over because I've just moved him slightly. And, well, I might as well show you now because he's dropped his gun. Yeah, that's how it is. So, look how disjointed he is there, like that. Well, actually, it might quite make a good pose, but it can go all the way around as well, which is a bit silly. and the hands, they don't actually... Oh yeah, they do move. You can see it's very loose, and they can just pop off. But I think you can put it back in, so nothing really to worry about. And I said before that the feet, they come off, and the legs, they move like 360, the thighs and the knees and etc. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of the articulation, but I'm sure it's not the worst articulation in the world. I think the 3.75 figures have got a lot of stick. Yeah, how about all of us YouTubers and Doctor Who fans, we make a petition to bring back the 5-inch action figures? I think it'd be quite a success. Why don't you comment below and say what you think about the 3.75 action figures, because I am definitely not a fan of them. I mean, the 11th Doctor action figure does not look like Matt Smith at all. I think it's just a pathetic attempt at making action figures. It's a total abomination to the 5-inch version of that figure. And likewise, Clara, it's okay, but not really a great likeness to Jenna Coleman. And I think the monsters aren't bad, but the Weeping Angel is just crap because you can't really move the arms. So that's my thoughts on the 3.75 action figures right there. So this is General Stahl, as played by Christopher Ryan, who appeared in a few comedies such as The Young Ones, and he was one of the Driscoll brothers in Only Fools and Horses as well. So basically, the only difference with this figure is he comes with a cane, which I think generals of the Sontaran army generally use, and that's quite repetitive. Generals who generally use. But the head, I keep saying but as well. Why am I saying but? The head can do a 360, so yes, it can do a 360, just to clarify that. I won't do it, because if I move it, he'll fall over. Can you also see the hairs underneath his mouth, which is correct, because that's how it looked. And the eyes, I think the eyes are a really great thing, and they look just like Christopher Ryan. I think the detailing is excellent on this figure. Top marks to character options there. Oh, and this is 5-inch, not 3.75. If this was 3.75, it'd probably be crap. I'll stop that now. You can tell it's general because of the emblem here, which is on generals. It's absent on the trooper. So really good detail, and obviously the articulation is exactly the same. And not much to say about this one, other than it again is good detail, and it's obviously different. It's just trying to fall over again. When I was planning to do this review, I thought, oh god, this is going to be a pain, and they're going to like fall over all the way through. It's not been that bad really, but they've fallen over a few times. Looks just like Dan Starkey, who played Commander Store, and obviously the Sontaran in The End of Time, and Sontaran Strax, who appeared in the recent stories of Doctor Who. And he's even got the gap in the teeth, which is how Dan Starkey's teeth are. So, very good likeness to Dan Starkey. Big fan of his Sontaran. I think really good. Good continuity through the show. Of course, Strax was the first Sontaran to be a recurring Sontaran in the show, as all the others died in one story. So overall, that's my review of the Sontaran Stratagem Set. Thank you very much for watching.